Hey YouTube, July Sky 712 here, and today I'm here to bring you guys a fan fiction video. So I'm just going to be going online and I'm going to look up a fan fiction and I'm going to read it to you guys. So today's fan fiction is Steven Universe fan fiction called Steven Universe X Connie. It's by ThunderClash on fanfiction.net. So I thought I would read it to you guys and see if you like it. My friend Nazareth, she's done a video like this before, but with Undertale, so I thought I might give it a try, just to see what that life's about. And if you guys actually enjoy this video, I'll continue the story, because this is going to probably be the first couple chapters of the story. It's not very long, it's about 8 chapters long. So if you guys like it, then I will definitely continue and do more fan fictions, and you guys can just go ahead and comment down below and tell me what fan fictions you want me to read, because I will read pretty much anything you throw at me, like anything, right? So yeah, let's get to it. Act 1. It was a bright, sunny, hot day in Beach City. The ocean glistened and the waves crashed onto the heated sand with a thunderous roar that the half-gem named Steven was used to. It was spring and the air was filled with life and positivity. Flowers blossomed on the grassy patches around the beach in their gentle, calm demeanor. Soft, warm rays of sunlight kissed their petals as they danced in the breeze. The sun was almost directly above, so Steven estimated that it must be around noon. The boy ran up the hot beach to where he and the crystal gems lived. He noticed that the gems, pearl, garnet, and amethyst must have done some work to the house and the statue carved in the cliff behind the house. The moss on the statue had been removed. Some touches on the paint of the house could also be seen. The statue seemed polished and clean since there was a glossy and clean look to it, or as Steven referred to it, squeaky clean. It looked elegant and pretty as professional calligraphy on a parchment. Steven arrived at the front door of the house and opened the door carefully as not to disturb any fresh paint. He was instantly greeted by the strong but silent Garnet, the leader of the crystal gems. "Steven, where were you?" she asked plainly. "Oh, sorry, Garnet, I was at Connie's house." Garnet's face softened a bit and she gave a slight smile. "You sure do like her." Steven laughed. "I guess so." Steven was interrupted by the warp portal glowing a blue beam of light shot out, lighting up the house. It signaled that other two gems, crystal gems, Pearl and Amethyst, had returned home. Hey, Steven," Amethyst called. Steven was excited to tell the gems about what Connie told him earlier. "Now that you guys are all here, I have to tell you something important," Steven announced. Pearl and Amethyst stepped off the warp portal and towards Steven. "Well, what is it?" she asked. Steven grinned with a starry look in his eyes. "Connie asked me if I could go to the dance with her," he exclaimed, and then he began to bounce around the room excitedly. The three gems exchanged glances, and Pearl smiled. "That's great, Steven. It's very nice of Connie to invite you," she said, feeling good for Steven. Pearl had always known that Steven would help make human friends sometime, and firmly believed that he needed to develop human relationships. Amethyst just laughed. "Ooh, like a date, huh?" Pearl rolled her eyes at the purple gem standing beside her, and then turned her attention back. She glanced around the house, pondering. "Well, you'll need a suit to wear, and maybe a bow tie. Oh, and dance lessons too. Maybe some perfume and a gift for Connie as well. It'll be so great." Amethyst chuckled and rolled her eyes. Cool it, Pearl. You're overthinking it." Pearl ignored her comment. Garnet spoke up. "Pearl, Steven, don't get your hopes up. I'm not sure if Steven should go anywhere. He should stay here at the Crystal Temple. I'm sensing some serious danger." Steven looked down, obviously saddened. "Well, it isn't today. It's tomorrow evening anyways," he said. Pearl could feel the boy's disappointment. Feeling bad for him, she pulled the other two gems aside in hopes to convince Garnet to let Steven go. She sighed. "Garnet, I know you sense danger right now, but I understand why you want Steven to stay here where he's safer instead of going to the dance. But Steven needs human friends and human activities. He needs some freedom. He really wants to go. Please, Garnet, just let him go this one time." Amethyst, feeling awkward, simply nodded and agreed with Pearl. Garnet stayed silent for a few moments. Pearl and Amethyst exchanged glances, then paid attention to Garnet again. Garnet took a deep breath, exhaled, and then simply stated, "All right, he can go to the dance, but I'm not sure it would be the best idea, though." Pearl smiled. "Thanks, Garnet. You know how much he likes Connie, and he needs to get out the house, too." Garnet nodded slightly and walked back towards Steven. "You can go, but stay at the school after the dance is done. Do not go anywhere else, and make sure you take Lion with you as well." Steven's face lit up with happiness as he bounced around the house excitedly. "Thanks, Garnet. You're the best." Garnet smiled a little. "I suppose so. I just hope everything goes all right." Amethyst laughed and pushed Garnet playfully. "It will. Don't worry about it at all. I bet Steven can handle himself, that little rascal." Afternoon soon turned to evening, and the pink and orange hues in the sky reflected on the calm ocean. The waves were light and gentle on the shore. Trees and brush were silhouetted against the twilight. Garnet and Pearl sat on top of the cliff next to the lighthouse. They overlooked the beautiful body of water before them. They hadn't said much to each other yet, as Garnet was still troubled with her decision to let Stephen go to the dance with his friend. She could feel a deep fear in her heart, indicating impending danger. She turned to Pearl and examined her body language. Pearl seemed calm and at peace with everything. Maybe everything will turn out alright. Maybe there's nothing to worry about, Garnet thought. The sun slowly crawled behind the horizon, and it soon became dark. Pearl stood up, still looking out to the ocean. We should get some rest now, Garnet. The gem nodded and the two went back inside the house. Stephen was fast asleep on his bed with his pink pet lion snoring next to him. Garnet sighed smiling at the sleeping Stephen. Maybe it will turn out okay. Alright, so that was chapter 1. That was nice. That was cute. How they're going to a dance together. I really liking that. Alright. Act 2. It was morning now, and the fresh soft dew had been sprinkled on the grass and flowers. The waves were still fairly calm, and the ocean sparkled in the morning sun. Businesses had started to open along the boardwalk near the beach. The sun was warm and bright, bringing life and comfort again to the plants. Stephen had woken up early to visit his dad at the car wash. Greg, also known as Mr. Universe, or Dad, was turning on all the mechanisms in the car wash as he was preparing to open for the day. Dad! Hey, Dad! Stephen called out. Huh, Stephen? Greg replied, stumbling out of the car wash, nearly slipping on the water and soap suds. Oh, hey, Stephen, how you doing? Greg asked. Stephen laughed. I'm great. Oh, Dad, yesterday Connie asked if I wanted to go to the school dance with her tonight. But Pearl thinks I need some good clothes for it. What should I do? Greg smiled. Good memories of he and Rose flooded his mind. Of course, you should go shopping for a nice suit so you can impress Connie at the dance. I'll give you some money if you need it. Stephen looked surprised. Really, Dad? Oh, thank you, he exclaimed, jumping around with a starry look in his eyes. Greg rubbed the back of his neck sheepishly. It's no problem. Think of it as an early birthday present or something. A suit for his birthday? Greg, I know you can do so much better than that. I mean, I understand you're like a car wash, but a suit? Come on now. I guess present's a present, so whatever. Come on, Dad, let's go right now. Please, Stephen begged. Stephen's father grinned. I have a car wash to run right now. I'll give you some cash and you can ride Lion to the AA store. You should take Pearl with you too. She's good with fashion things. The little boy grinned happily as Greg handed him about $50. Don't spend it all in one place. Actually, do spend it all in one place. Only use it for your suit, young man. Don't be spending my money on any candy. Okay, thanks, Dad, Stephen called over his shoulder as he ran back to the Crystal Temple. He opened the front door and called for his friend. Pearl, we have to go somewhere. It's super important. Stephen hopped onto his pink pet lion. Pearl emerged from the house, appearing to be rather tired. Stephen, what do you need? Groaned Pearl. Stephen motioned for her to sit behind him on Lion. I need to get a suit for the dance tonight. Pearl rolled her eyes. Stephen, this is no time to be worrying about a suit. Garden Amethyst and I have just gotten back from a mission. I'm really tired. Oh, I'm sorry, Pearl, Dad said. You were good with fashion stuff. I was hoping that maybe you could help me pick out the perfect suit for the dance. The gem sighed and thought to herself, he does need some good clothes tonight. Okay, I'll help you find your perfect suit, but I'm certain you could do this yourself, she said to Stephen, jumping onto Lion. You're the best, Pearl, Stephen laughed, pointing to Lion the direction that they wanted to head. Let's make this quick, though. I want to get back to the temple as soon as possible. Garnet is still worried about some kind of danger. Stephen asked, oh, what is going on with that anyways? Lion took off in a flash, heading towards the AA store. Pearl glanced over at the ocean, which was starting to act up as larger waves were crashing onto the sand. She sighed. Well, you know how Garnet has her future vision, right? She can predict some of the outcomes of what's going to happen in the future. Now things don't always turn out as predicted, of course, but most of the time Garnet is right with her predictions. Right now she's worried about something terrible. Stephen raised an eyebrow. What is it? What's she so worked up about? She hasn't said anything specific. It's just some sort of ominous danger, I guess. Even she's not sure, so I want to get back to the temple as quickly as possible, just in case something does go wrong. Pearl sighed. Stephen nodded. Pearl glanced up at Stephen worryingly. He's grown up so fast. Now he's going to his first date. Is it a date? I wonder what he thinks of it. I wouldn't want to ask him. I don't want to get him embarrassed about it, she thought. Lion slowed down as they neared the AA store. He skidded to a halt in front of the boardwalk shop. Pearl jumped off Stephen and gave Lion a hug before jumping off of him as well. Stay right here, Lion. We'll be right back, Stephen called to his pink pet as he entered the shop. Lion grunted in response and laid down outside. The two gems were instantly greeted by a grinning cashier when they walked in. Hey, welcome to Apparel Accessories, also known as the AA or AA store. You need anything particular, ma'am? Pearl smiled back. No, not for me, but for this young boy here, she gestured to Stephen. He needs a suit for a dance tonight. Oh, how great. Well, you've come to the right place. Over on our left wall, there's some youth-size suits that might be able to fit him, the cashier said. Stephen walked over to the direction in which the employee gestured, but decided to glance around the store a bit to get some ideas of what kind of suit he wanted. The shop looked very elegant. The walls were mostly whitewashed, but with a pretty silver tint. There were white and brown shelves pressed against the walls, filled neatly with different size and color dress pants and shoes. There were racks of black and white suits. Most were fairly simple and plain. A singular long checkout desk was located near the entrance of the store. It looked shiny and made of dark cherry wood. The desk shimmered in the sunlight that poured through the windows near the entrance. It was almost noon. Stephen eagerly searched through the racks of youth-sized suits. After he decided on what he wanted, he saw a few that looked like they fit, or most were too big or too small. After about half an hour of searching, the boy finally settled on a white vest, a simple black suit, a red bow tie, and black dress pants. He carried the heap of clothing to the checkout desk and gave the cashier his money. As the cashier rang up Stephen's new suit accessories, he chimed, "I hope that dance of yours goes well." Stephen grinned. "Thanks, I hope so too." The cashier neatly folded the clothes and was about to bag them for Stephen, but was interrupted by a couple entering the shop. He greeted them politely. Stephen recognized this couple. It was Connie's parents. Stephen wondered what they thought of the dance later that night. It was only a few moments until Connie's parents recognized Stephen. Mr. Maheshwaran looked surprised. "Why, hello, Pearl and Stephen. How are you two today?" he asked. Pearl blinked, also surprised. "We're quite well. We're just getting little Stephen here a suit." Miss Maheshwaran raised her eyebrows. "That's nice. What's it for?" "It's for the dance tonight at Connie's school." Mr. Maheshwaran seemed confused. "There's a dance?" "Yeah, Connie told me about it. She told me I could go with her to it. She said it would be great. Didn't she tell you guys about it?" Stephen asked, feeling a bit uncomfortable. Mr. and Mrs. Maheshwaran's jaws dropped. The entire store fell eerily silent. The cashier, held in this awkward situation, glanced back and forth from Stephen's surprised face to the couple's enraged looks. He crouched behind the desk, fearing a violent scene might break out. Considering that they're with the gym, that just might happen, but it's Pearl, so maybe not. Mr. Maheshwaran ground his teeth angrily for a moment. "What? Connie never told me about this. What was she thinking? That pushy girl. Why wouldn't she tell us? What was she think? Was she thinking about sneaking out tonight? You and her will never see each other again," he growled. "What is she thinking?" The cashier slowly handed Stephen his things, still crouched behind the desk. Tears started to form in Stephen's eyes as he nodded in surprise and ran out of the store frantically. Pearl was completely shocked and angered. How dare someone freak out in a store, much less in a public place, in front of a child, especially if it wasn't his fault. These were the thoughts running through Pearl's mind. She contemplated throwing a smart and snarky comment to Mr. and Mrs. Maheshwaran, but that wouldn't help too much. Pearl silently but quickly exited the store. Stephen was slowly climbing on top of Lion. Pearl jumped on as well and helped Stephen up. She sighed. "That was strange. I'm so sorry about that. It's not your fault. I promise they're just mad, I suppose." The gem looked at her, sniffling a bit, and nodded. Lion shot off towards the crystal temple in the shining afternoon sun. That was a really good chapter. This fanfiction is very descriptive, what I like a lot. So yeah. Alright, so I think I'm going to end it here. That's the first two chapters of the story. If you guys really enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment down below if you want me to continue reading it. So yeah, I really enjoyed reading it a lot. I think it's a really cute fanfiction so far. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen, because this ominous danger, right? So yeah, so if you guys definitely enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment down below if you guys want me to continue it, or if you guys want me to read any other fan fictions. I told you I'd read pretty much anything. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You guys should really go support the author, though. I'll leave a link down below to the story itself, so you can guys go read on your own time. Other than that, subscribe for more videos like this. Some challenges, you know, been working out some things. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.